Hi guys, we're back in Benidorm. It's been about 3 weeks since we've been here because we've been doing a lot of work on our house. So we thought we'd give the old bird a ride out. I'm talking about the motorhome, not Paul. And yeah, we're back here in our favourite spot, which we're not going to tell you, because the last time we told someone where we stayed, we went there yesterday and it's absolutely chocker. And what was so funny is we also went to Dave's Fish and Chips last night for our pie and chips, and that was also chocker, and that was another video. So we're not going to tell anybody where we go and what we're doing. That is tongue in cheek, by the way. But yes, it's a beautiful day, sun is shining, and it's fabulous.
Hi guys, it's the 8th of February and the sun's shining.
It's a beautiful day,
Tell you what, I'll show you that.
Whoa.
Absolutely stunning. I can't even look into the sun.
No, it's gorgeous.
I can't even see on the camera. It's absolutely amazing. And they say it's going to be 19 centigrade today. Now this is in the middle of our winter.
Yeah, it is.
19 centigrade, once the sun comes out, you probably find it's about 24, 25.
Because that's in the shade, isn't it? Of course.
Yeah, so we picked a beautiful
weekend
to come to Benidorm.
Yes, we did.
And as Joe said, we haven't been here for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is driving me crazy. But we've been painting the house and renovating, getting it ready for the winter.
Oh, watch that, babe.
Getting it winter-proof for the summer.
Yeah.
So,
well, this is the best time of year to do any work on your house, isn't it? Because it's nice and cool.
It certainly
is.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
And so we've been working hard. We might even show you a little bit of that in another video.
Ooh.
Because we've got lots more work to do.
Yeah.
And we're just going to take our refuge.
Rubbish to the bin, like good campers we are.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you wouldn't expect anything less, would you?
Of course not. Quick, let's get back in the sun. Come on, Blue. Candy Blue's here enjoying herself, as usual.
Certainly is. Oh, she thinks that shoe over there.
Good girl.
Anyway, we thought today we would talk about post-Brexit.
Yeah, because we were just having a conversation between ourselves.
Yesterday.
And we thought, you know what, let's bring our lovely subscribers into that conversation instead of us waffling between ourselves.
Because a lot has changed since Brexit.
Yeah.
A lot of people have gone back.
Yes, sadly.
And been replaced with some very different people, which we'll tell you about.
Yeah.
And first, let's go back to that fateful time, Joe, when Brexit was being spoken about. Yeah,
there was like, as soon as like everyone knew that the UK were coming out of Europe, it was like panic stations all round for those who didn't have residency.
Just before you say that, when you said about the Brexit part, to be fair, once people mentioned Brexit, we knew it was gonna come about.
Well, you know, don't you?
Because they wouldn't have mentioned it if it wasn't going to happen.
No.
And we know people in Spain who lived here that still voted for Brexit.
Yeah, crazy, absolutely
We've got family
crazy.
members who come here on holiday that voted for Brexit.
Yeah.
Because obviously they were all being told
that
there was going to be a better future in the UK, and to be fair, I don't think that has come to fruition at all.
No, and I think most people know the section we're on about.
Yeah. But because
it.
of that, a lot of people, so many people, voted that we have the split, and since then it's been terrible for people who are in the UK. Yeah,
because really before Brexit, anyone could have come to Spain and lived here indefinitely without actually getting a residency. I know the actual official law was if you're here for 6 months, you're supposed to get residency, but the authorities, because we were in Europe, didn't bat an eyelid. Didn't bat an eyelid. The same as they don't with the Dutch, the Germans and Belgium, whatever. But as soon as that Brexit come, everybody then rushed to get a residency, and the the paperwork and the backlog was just horrendous. I mean, we already had it, so we were okay, thankfully. But yeah, everyone started to panic, and then of course people couldn't meet the criteria. So unfortunately and sadly, a lot of them had to sell up sometimes if they owned something and go back home.
The biggest thing that really came about was this criteria.
Yeah.
Because nobody expected them to really go as hard as they did. They literally at the time said something like that you needed to show that you had 28,000 euros a year in income.
Yeah.
Now, from memory, I think that you could have shown your pension, you could have shown anything you rented.
I think at the time it could have been savings as well.
Yeah,
I think
you
from
could
memory.
actually put into your bank account an amount that you needed to top it up. I'm
Yeah.
not sure whether that still works. But most people who wanted to or who could afford that seem to have done that.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of people, unfortunately, that didn't have the means. And unfortunately, they had to go back. Some really good, hard-working people.
Yeah.
People who rented had a real problem. People that weren't, I suppose, cash rich and stuff. And it's such a shame because those people did nothing wrong.
No.
They didn't vote.
They'd built a life here.
They didn't vote for
Sorry,
Brexit,
Candice
and
blew me
just
over.
suddenly it was thrust upon them. So we saw a lot of people leave. And then also there was the driving licence fiasco.
Then the driving licence fiasco really was, excuse me, a fiasco. Now I applied for ours quite well in advance, so we were quite lucky. We got ours through. But a lot of people we know, and some of these people have been here 20 years, and they was just in a massive paper queue, red tape, waiting for their paperwork to come through for their driving licence. And then the Spanish authorities, in their infinite wisdom, said you can no longer drive on your UK licence. So
Which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, so we had people who couldn't drive for 6 to 7 months, some even longer. And it was terrible. It was crazy. I mean, imagine living in some little Spanish village out in the campo. There's no buses. What are you going to do? How are you going to go and get your food? How are you going to get to your doctor's hospital appointments? So it was chaotic and very stressful.
That were of retirement age.
Yeah.
That couldn't drive anyway.
No, and they had to rely on other people, and like taxis and buses and whatnot. So
it was over 6 months, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was probably
not the greatest idea by the Spanish government, I don't think.
So that was that.
Yeah, that was that.
And then, as the years have gone on now, we're in a situation whereby before we were surrounded by British people.
Yeah.
Where we lived.
Yeah.
But now those houses have all been sold.
Yeah.
They've gone.
And there's a lot of Dutch, Belgium, Norwegian.
Yeah. There's a lot of people from other parts of Europe have taken over.
Yeah.
But with the UK, what they've tried to do is they've offered for the retirees. You can come and stay, but obviously you need to meet these
criteria,
financial requirements. But also, they've had a visa out for people who can afford a £500,000 house.
Yeah. Oops.
So they were aiming, I suppose, at property developers, or if you bought your house over 500,000 euros, then you could become a resident. And also, they had a digital nomad visa.
Yes, which I think they still have, but again, you have to have a certain amount of money behind you or coming in, and it's a fair whack, I believe.
It is.
I don't know the exact amount, and I don't want to say what I think because in case it's wrong, but yeah, it is a fair amount. And then you can have a non-lucrative visa where, again, you have to have quite a bit of money in the bank and you can't work here. So yeah, they've made it very, very difficult for people to come.
So when you look into it, it will tell you that a lot of people who have now come are young, wealthy Brits who no longer want to live in a British enclave such as the Costa del Sol
Yes.
or Benidorm, but actually they would rather live in places like Valencia,
Yes.
Barcelona, or small Spanish towns.
Yeah.
But I would probably say that's the dream that the Spanish governments have
Yeah,
wanted. I think
yeah.
that's been their aim, is to get younger, wealthier Brits.
Yeah, because
But-
obviously they're going to pay into the system more,
Yeah,
aren't they?
but
So-
I would say always the retirees from the UK are a very sort of a loyal bunch of people.
Yeah.
And they've supported Spain all these years, and they're the people who I think they should have really have let come here very, very easily.
Yeah, but then the UK came out of Europe, so they sort of stuck two fingers up to Europe, didn't they? So you're going to get a bit of a backlash, aren't you?
Yeah.
But just going on to other things as well, why people also leave. There's obviously many reasons. Brexit was a massive one. But I think also when people maybe who are under pensionable age, a lot do have to go back for financial reasons, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Because, you know, they think that they come here and it's going to be this great life, which it is, but you have got to make sure you've got some money behind you, haven't you? Because really in Spain, you're not going to get anything from the government,
No.
unless you've worked and you've put in, of course.
That's probably really worth having a few sentences on, because when people come to the UK from other, say, non-Europeans, for instance, come to the UK, they can be very well looked after. But Europeans and non-Europeans in Spain, if you run out of money or you don't have the funds to fund yourself, nobody's going to come and look after you in
No,
Spain. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen. And
No.
also, there's a lot of people now, they can't even get the visas to work in the bars and the hotel.
Yeah,
the
apparently they're
hospitality
expensive, aren't they, and
industry, yeah.
difficult to get.
So maybe a year ago, it was in all the papers here that they couldn't get people to man the bars and the hotels.
Yeah,
Now, I've seen people, spoken to people who want to come over. Some hard-working people, they want to come over and they're really, I don't want to say begging for a job, but they are really sort of laying it that I will work really hard and I want a job, please give me a job.
and they can't get one, can
But
they?
here, there's laws against giving somebody a job. So if you are not a resident, so you don't have your contract,
Yeah, so if you're not a resident, you can't get a contract. So it's a bit of a catch-22 situation. So
now if you do then go to somebody, I don't know, say unscrupulous, because I don't know what the word would be for somebody who will take
right.
people on without a contract.
yeah,
But they can get heavily fined
yeah,
and you can get heavily fined.
yeah. So it's not
So
worth
they've made
it.
it very, very difficult for anybody coming over.
Yeah,
And so that's really it. We've lost lots of friends,
yeah,
and I don't know if I had. I mean, obviously we didn't vote for Brexit, but
of course not.
we would if we had to vote, we'd vote that they come back into Europe.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people let us know: would you vote now for Brexit, or would you vote to come back into the EU? Because there is talk that the UK could come back into the EU.
Yeah, there has been some murmurs, hasn't there, about it?
Yeah, there has. There's certainly parts of government that would like to see that,
Yeah,
and we would like to see that.
yeah,
We would like to see that because this place, well, these touristy places like Benidorm and the Costa del Sol, to be fair, they're great with a lot of British people. Now, this place is a big country, so some people will say you should go and mix with Spanish. We do, don't we?
We do. We live in a very Spanish town, and every morning we go and sit with all the Spanish and have a good
Yeah.
old chinwag in our Spanglish, don't we?
But why do we love Benidorm so much? Especially when certain people will go, it's a dump.
Well, they probably haven't been, have they? They certainly haven't been to the right
Well,
spots.
let me tell you that it's not Blackpool by the Sea. and it's probably nicer
Come here, Blue.
than any, well, there's probably no large town as big as this seaside town in the UK, but there's no large seaside town that I think could shake a stick at this place, and that's mainly because obviously the weather. So in the summer, where'd you go? You go somewhere warm.
Yeah.
So for us, for me and Joe, the sun means a lot. Somebody once said to us, you only live here because of the sun. I thought, mate, you got that right.
Yeah.
But also, and the good prices and the exchange rate that you've got on your money.
Yeah.
So if you want to come to Spain, come to Spain.
Which is
So
beautiful.
come and enjoy it. Probably the most that we talk to are people that are from motorhomes, campers, that want to stay here longer.
Don't let the red tape put you off, and don't think about it too much,
Don't.
because if you think about anything too much, you end up not doing it, don't you? That's what
So that's our message.
Yep.
Rant over, Joe.
Yes, rant over. Please leave us a comment, tell us your thoughts on what we spoke
please
about.
like and subscribe, but let us know. Get yourself into the comments. Let us know. Do you think Brexit was a good idea
Or not.
or not?
And we'll see you.
And also, we also like to know where our subscribers are.
Yep.
From England, and Scotland, and Wales and Ireland.
So, we'll see you on the next one. Have a great weekend, everyone.
See you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.